Okay, so I'm here on the banks of Deep Run, and you can see up in the above the wood line there, you can see our building where Lockheed Martin is. It's really close to the river, and the river is down here. And as you can see, there's a giant culvert here. This culvert probably feeds most of what's coming in from Standard Drive, the parking lot of Lockheed Martin. All the parking lots feed into Deep Run. Probably all the water collects down at the bottom of Standard Drive and then comes down underneath Race Road and then dumps into the river here. So all the runoff comes out here, and since they put this culvert in, there's been a major dumping event going on here. All kinds of scrap metal pieces, garden hoses. You can see pieces of scrap metal just sticking out. Looks like something out of Planet of the Apes, some ancient civilization. That thing right there, that is a car seat. We've been finding parts of a 1954 Ford down here. Everything from the hood ornament to suspension springs, you name it, all the pieces that we've been finding down here. So that's probably part of the same car. That's probably the back seat or something. Down here you have all kinds of nice scrap metal pieces just kind of hanging here. So what has to happen here is this whole area needs to be dug out and at least remove the pieces that are exposed, because they're first of all, they're unsightly, second of all, they're unsafe, and they really don't belong here in the first place. This is part of the Patapsco State Park here, Patapsco Valley. This feeds into Deep Run, feeds into the Patapsco River, and we've been working all through 2011 to clean up this valley here, and as you can see, there's plenty that remains here, and this is just one example, and I'm going to show you some more. So right up the road, a very short walk from the last site I showed you, which I call Dumper's Delight, there's a slope. The entire slope from the road down to the river is just entirely covered in glass, auto parts, cinder blocks, cans and bottles, household goods, you name it. And you see all these bottles and cans. I mean, we're talking 1,000 pounds of stuff like this alone. The glass and the bottles. Some of these are antique bottles. You clean them up, they might be worth something, the ones that aren't broken. And then you have this. Now look at this. You have all this stuff. You have metal, plastic, metal screens from windows, TV frames, bed springs, concrete blocks. Look at all these cinder blocks, bricks, piping for sewage piping. I mean, it just goes on and on. Now this entire slope here, from where I'm standing at the road all the way down to the river, and it must be 25-30 feet in elevation, about a 45-degree slope here. This thing was just entirely covered with this stuff, and this guy's hauled away so much stuff on his own. We've come out here and we started it in April of 2011, but this guy has really made a difference. Now I'm going to go down to the bottom here. I'll turn the camera off and go down and show you the large appliances we have we're working on too. And on the way down the slope, I just wanted to stop and show you this. This is a giant pile of asphalt discardings from maybe some time that the road was being resurfaced, maybe from some other nearby projects. Somebody decided, hey, here's a nice remote spot. Let's just dump all this asphalt into the woods where nobody can see. And you look at these are giant chunks of asphalt. It looks like a basalt lava flow from out west somewhere. But it's just nasty petroleum products. They really don't belong here. And again, we're hoping to, if we can't do it with all volunteers, get the county, state involved, whatever we have to do to get this crap out of here. This is really sickening. Now if you look down towards the river, and let's pivot around here, down there you'll see a couple of washing machines, which we started digging out. But they're still full of a lot of sand and rocks, and they're really heavy. I'm going to walk down there and show you a closer look. So this is the one that I started personally digging myself. The dirt level was probably, I mean, right up to the edge of this. You can see kind of where the paint's showing, and then it's all rusty below that. It was covered up that far. and I just kind of dug this out. I dug around the perimeter, and it's still stuck. The river level has come up a couple times this high. Probably filled it back in with some silt again, so it's an ongoing project. We'll make a little progress. The river kind of covers it up again. And then we got this beast here, which is another one. And these are really old washing machines. I mean, these are really old style, you can see just by the top here. It's a really old design. So these are probably from the 50s, 60s maybe. I'm not sure exactly, but they have to leave. They don't belong here. Alright, just to give you a little sampler of the kind of stuff that's just laying all over the ground here in this spot. We got this old bottle here, a little flask, like a hip flask of some sort. Piece of wood, it floated down the river recently. This has got old stuff and new stuff here. We got this can here with the old pull tops. That tells you how old that is. Then you got this can over here, a beer can, when it didn't even have a pull top. I mean, you had to use a can opener with the little pointy end and open it yourself. I mean, that's how old this stuff is. Oyster shells, someone dumping their oyster shells with all their other dishes. Little pieces of ceramic. You got a piece of steering wheel cover, along with the other auto parts you've been finding. That's probably more recent. You got this bar here, part of an auto part of some sort, tie rod maybe, I don't know. Good scrap metal pieces for somebody. A toothbrush. I don't know if you want to brush your teeth with that anymore. Lovely. Little jar, little pieces of metal caps to things. No idea what this stuff is. Oh, it's a light switch. Old broken light switch. Ceramic. So that's old. This thing looks like it's a CD, DVD, but it's not. It's actually steel. Who knows what that's from? Anyway, this whole slope's covered with this stuff. Most of it's gone now. There's still some little small pieces here and there. So it's looking pretty good. We'll have to worry about some erosion control here probably. But we still have plenty near the top there. All this stuff at the top to haul out of here. Cinder blocks, asphalt pieces. Still some bottles and cans at the top of the slope. So, got some work to do, but looking really good. Pretty soon this will be a really nice spot. Got an old milk bottle here from the Kuntz Creamery. One of those old style milk bottles with the little paper cap on top. Peel it off. End up throwing it away. You're supposed to return these bottles, get them refilled. Somebody decided this bottle and thousands of others needed to be dumped in the state park. What were they thinking?